Hello, all you party people out there. Today we're going to sit down with Young Death, an independent hip hop artist from Pittsfield, Illinois, and we're gonna get to know him a little bit. When did you when did you start making music? Like where did it all start?
Okay, so I started recording things. I think in like 2015, and they weren't rap, they weren't hip hop or anything like that. It was like garage recordings on like me on like the first guitar I'd ever bought, and Ethan on like a $40 drum set, and it was the shittiest thing you'd ever heard in your entire life. But that was the first things we'd ever recorded. It's literally a song where I just played three chords and like an ascending pattern up the neck, and then the same three chords back down. It was a terrible song. But that's where I started, and that was like 5 years ago. And ever since then, it's just been like moving through different phases, like different sounds, and then through the means that I possess, I started making hip hop because I was able to do it well, eventually, and do it within the limits that I have right now.
So at what point did you realize that making music and releasing music publicly was something that you wanted to do?
Probably around the same time I decided I want to learn to play the guitar, which would be like about 6 months prior to when we started making those garage recordings. Because I'd always been a fan of music my entire life, but actually actively pursuing it kind of means cutting open like that frog, so to speak, and seeing how the sausage is made. So there's a difference between enjoying something as an entertainment avenue, as an avenue of entertainment, and then creating it yourself. So crossing over that hump, I think, was a big decision for me.
So once you started messing around with making music and started getting into actually creating your own music, was it what you expected? Was it kind of overwhelming?
It definitely overwhelming. Just based on because it's insane to me that there are people like this is a completely constructed human construction music and recording it. Not completely human constructed music. There are animals that make music, but like everything from like recording and mixing and mastering, all the techniques, all the methods, all the hardware, all the software, the entire concept is completely like constructed from nothing. And so learning it on from a ground level and trying to actually understand what it takes to create like a piece of music is daunting every day. You learn more stuff and it's insane.
So recently on 4th of July, you and some other independent artists played a local show, and it was your first show. Can you tell me a little bit about that and how it went?
I love the show. I thought the show went great. I'm glad that like a bunch of like-minded people got out to play and hear music that we wanted to hear and play. Like, it's obviously incredible to me that I get to like make music specifically to suit my taste. It's another thing that other people will come and listen to it, and it's another thing that I can find like-minded people in a community that is so small. So I had an overall great time. I thought my performance was good. Yeah, I thought my performance was great. I thought everybody else's performance was great. Pike Shredneck, Stamonity, Young Death, Zebo, we all killed it. So I had a good time, and it's definitely something I want to do again as soon as possible.
So now that you've actually released a couple projects, 2 EPs, an album, and some singles in between, what's your favorite part about putting out music and just being an artist?
I have two favorite parts. The favorite part is when I first make the beat and hook for a new song, and the second is when I finally actually record a song I've been really excited about. I always know when a song is going to hit because they generally take the least amount of time to write. Like, I'll start making the beat, and 2 hours later, the song will just be finished because, like, I get it, like, right off the bat. So that, like, initial rush of excitement and creation is really fun. And then getting to sit and kind of marinate on that idea until you record it is also really fun. So, yeah, it's just being able to express my creativity and find ways that I didn't know I could get excited about music are my favorite things about it. Every time I make it, I get equally excited about each thing I do. Yeah, you start with this like small thought, and each next idea that you have for the song unlocks like so organically that like a good stopping point doesn't usually come up. Generally, I know if I make the beat and I let it sit for a while, for a couple weeks or something. I haven't written anything to it. I guess there's a reason for that, right? I mean, there's a difference between that and like if I make a beat and like 30 seconds later, like the perfect hook pops into my head.
Yeah.
I think there's something to be said for the inspiration there.
What are some challenges that came up that you didn't expect, and like what's the hardest part of putting out music and being an artist?
Absolutely, performing live was the hardest thing I have done so far. Everything else is easy because like even putting out music, I think with like streaming and stuff is easy because you don't have to like look at a lot of people. It's hard to like put out something that you made for people who are equally free to critique it. And so being on the internet, none of that has been face to face until I literally had to play live for the first time for people. I'd never done it before. So doing it was scary because it's the first time that I've really had an in-person interaction with someone representing my music. And secondly, that's a big task in itself, is to play for anybody at all. So I'd say playing live. It was also the most fun and the most rewarding thing I've done so far. But it was also the most difficult because everything else I've been able to keep in a layer between me and everything else. But that's like really personal, I think.
Did you make any new fans after the show? Like, did anybody that you didn't know come up to you and like congratulate you or anything like that? Did you make any new fans?
Yes, actually. So that was pretty sick. A couple people, several that I didn't know at all, they came up and they like dabbed me up and they said good job on the show and everything like that. So even just that was really cool to see, because I think that music has a further reach than you expect it to.
So before we let you go here, is there anything you want to talk about? You want to give out any shout outs, make any announcements, anything like that? Thank you.
Yes, we have the second Young Death album coming out, hopefully early next year, early 2021. Currently unnamed, but we'll have more information coming out on that later. Just know that we're working. Okay, so yeah, I want to thank everybody who helped us put on Rebirth for the 4th. I want to thank Zach for throwing it. I want to thank Stomodity and Pike Shredneck for showing up and playing with all of us. I want to thank Paul Wilby, who has not only helped us put on that show, but has produced and mixed and mastered and recorded like every single song I've written. Who without all this, it would be literally, there would be nothing for anybody. I want to thank Cole for helping us set up the show. I want to thank all my friends for listening to everything. I want to thank everybody who listens in general. Any fans, any inspirees who want to start making music because they've seen me or somebody else locally do it, and it makes them think they can do it. Yeah. The bar of entry is getting the things to make the thing. Anybody can make anything they want as long as they have the means to do it. So I say go for it.
Big rings look like that, but damn, big rocks on a Capitan. Go chain, Goku, Super Saiyan. Don't say fuzz on Superman. I know I can't rendezvous. That got me proud of you. Money long and powder blue. Come through, I'll devour you. Big rings look like that, but damn, big rocks on a Capitan.
Hold on. Paul, for putting everything on for us, for helping out with all of it. I want to put, God damn it, dude, hold on.
No, it's all good.
Because now, Cole. Okay, Cole too.
Yeah, Cole definitely hauled all the shit out there.
Yeah.